Hey, everybody, welcome to Super Late Night. It is May 16th, Sunday. Hope all of you had a great weekend. Hey, Matt, how are you?
I'm good. There's a lot happening with our background.
It's very rainbowy.
It's very vibrant. Like,
um, how has your weekend been?
it's been good. So today was day two back to the gym after 5 months off. I've been a few times since November, but oh,
Your body is
so
like, oh.
so yesterday and today were the first days I've been able to actually exercise for longer than about 20 minutes without breaking into horrific, nauseating sweat that made me actually physically ill because of the meds, all the meds I was on for a
Yeah,
while. So I'm super happy to not feel that sick. I'm not
that's
gonna say I feel
good.
great. I feel okay. I went back today and did just cardio, and I'm probably gonna make myself go. I'm just gonna putting myself back in it and just doing it. But it's been a good weekend, I think.
That's good.
I got
Your
some writing
body,
today.
your body will eventually accept your working out
Did you get my
again.
text a little bit ago, Cody?
Oh, about the comments on our YouTube page.
Yeah, I loved
I
it.
did. I did. Real quick, Jonathan says, "Ooh, digging the funky intro! Yay! Thanks." Our
Cody's
little
like, been nice for
nod.
Matt to say that.
Our little nod to late night. Yeah, I did see it. We had some people commenting on our YouTube page. Of course, all of our episodes, our video versions, um, for most of this year so far. And yeah, there was some interesting. What was it? Let's see.
Well, I only saw
Read it.
one set of comments, and it says there was 3 comments, but I could only see 2, and one was like 2 gays talking about their personal lives. Boring. Bye. And I'm like, that's cool. I
Yes,
get
that
that.
one.
I mean, look, there's a reason my family doesn't fucking call me. Like, ugh,
I will.
some gay guy talking about his personal life. Ugh, no thanks. Bye.
I will say the username is not in English. I'm gonna guess it may be actually a bot comment, but somehow they were able to know. I guess it was two gay
I think
guys
I'm more
talking.
pro. I if I was gonna comment, thank you, comrade, but I didn't think that would be appropriate based on
uh,
uh, but
so yeah,
I just thought it was fun.
it is. I wonder what the third one is. I'll have to go in and check and see if I can see
Maybe
what
it
the
needs
third one
approved
is.
because it's like really rude.
I know it's probably like. Let's see. I'll check it right now.
Oh God.
Um, Yeah, I mean that video in particular that they commented on actually has a lot of views on it, which
Right,
is
actually, by a
exciting.
lot. By I mean, most of our videos don't really get a lot of views. This one's all like
Almost
heavy.
1,000.
Yeah, which is crazy, which is exciting, which kind of tells us what we probably should be talking about during our lives. But that's part
So
of.
yeah, it was. Well,
Oh
it
God,
says,
rude.
"Please read how Dr. Mustafa cured my HIV virus. This is real live testimony." And then it goes on and on and on. So yeah, that was obviously held back for spam for a reason.
Oh, well, the other person just said that they weren't aware of how far trials had come, and you know what?
Yeah,
Neither were we. And gay as the day is long. So
it's all that mRNA that
the
does
exciting thing is,
not
I think it
shed.
would. I think it'd be exciting. Oh God, I think it would be exciting to do an episode about the vaccine, as is, like explaining it a little more. I think that would be really, really exciting to talk about. I think that'd be a really good thing to talk about on, like maybe substitute a Friday live for it, because I mean, we can always cycle through it, and it's our lives. We can do whatever we want. I love
Um, yeah.
it's like
Uh,
you think that. You're like, that's so cute.
we want to thank everybody who's joining us. There's several people here, so that's exciting from the beginning. If you're watching a replay, obviously we do this every Sunday. We have shows on Friday, new podcast episodes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We are getting more new people joining us for our
Yeah,
lives and for our podcasts.
starting this week, well, actually, what's coming is a friend of mine who's a nurse practitioner. He's a DNP, uh, and so he's going to join us for the podcast. So you'll hear us talking about, starting this Friday. You'll hear us talk a little bit about the services he offers, because he does mobile healthcare, and being a gay man with within the healthcare community, as well, of course, living in the gay community. It's really exciting to we're going to have him on to talk about basically LGBTQ healthcare and how we can help with that, and talking to your providers and dealing with kind of the phobias we all kind of deal with our doctors, because you never know when you have to ask them essentially an LGBTQ health related question. You don't know what they're going to say. I mean, I've gotten everything from passive aggressive homophobia to I don't care. Just they get
Hmm.
out as fast as they possibly can and do not return. So that's and obviously a lot of people deal with a lot worse, actually negative comments and things like that. And so we'll be hearing from Dr. Jake, you know. Um, so I'm excited to do that. He's a good friend
Yes.
of mine. I've known him since I was 23-ish. So um, he sent us all the things that he wanted us to talk about. So we're really exciting to be able to work with him. Um, so like we're partnering with him, but he's not just a random faceless corporation. He's a real person that we know. I know that Cody's going to meet. So, which I'm excited, and I don't think Cody saw that coming when I was like, "Hey, guess what's happening?" Every now and then, I feel like I get to contribute like in a different way, and I always left field Cody with this shit.
He
He's like,
does.
"Oh,
I was
okay,
gonna say Matt still is able to surprise me.
buckle up."
He still got it.
I work hard to keep my material fresh. I think if you're ever in my DMs, you're my friend, or especially poor David. Um, I work hard to keep material fresh, and for David, I don't need to, because whenever I craft something really funny, he's like, "Huh." And then I'll say something ridiculously off the wall, like stupid, and
Hmm.
he pees himself. I'm like, I am not a
I
poo
mean,
cube.
yeah, I think that's how that works, right?
Yeah, that is what
Uh,
happens in long-term relationships. Like it goes from I do to oh girl. But it
um,
also stays I do. Like, as we like to remind each other, we tease each other. It's like, baby, baby, baby. We both said I do.
it's true, y'all did. Um, we also want to remind you if you have something you want us to talk about, just put it in the comments. Sunday's show is kind of more free flowing, so we're able to talk longer on whatever topic you want to talk about. We don't ever plan exactly what we're going to speak about on Sundays. It just kind of happens. Um, we'll see where it takes us today. I have no idea, but
Well, tonight, so another thing is we are going to be starting tonight we did not, but starting probably next week, we'll be slowly easing them back and probably shortening them back, I think more to like the hour and a half range, because the world's starting to, even though we're not really post pandemic, the world is forcing us forward. Like, well, okay. We all know what's forcing us forward. Corporations want everybody to go back to work so they can force their workers to shut up. And that's obviously not happening very well for the corporations, but as people are starting to get up Monday mornings and jobs are starting to hire again, we all can't be up till 1 a.m. regularly. And while Cody has the beauty of being in California, the rest of us are mostly on the East in Eastern Central Time and Eastern and Central. And Cody's like, man, it's like 10 o'clock, and the rest of us are like wiping our faces. Um,
I know. I mean, West
like,
Coast is
God,
the
what's wrong
best
with you guys?
coast.
I don't know how I haven't napped today. I
You have a
don't know.
nap today?
I
Goodness.
I have not. That was I biked for 7 miles with a mask on, and then I got on the stairmaster and I only ran up 20 flights, but I did it like increasing intervals to go faster and faster and faster
Hmm.
to slowly build myself up. So I'll be spending this week doing low impact and light weights, probably 4 or 5 days this week, try to build up the strength again. 5 months
Yeah.
is a long time to not do anything. And I had exercised from August to, I would say, November. But for the most part, like most of us had 2020 off. So it's not a concern about like, oh, I want to look a certain way. It's I need to like do this, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
the good news is because the response is pretty instant in my body when I do a hard workout. I did the workout, I got out of the shower, and my rash was basically gone because it's an anti-inflammatory response that permanently sits on my
Hmm.
face. Um, so you can see it better without hat on. I did not. It's there, but it's not very visible. So, which is really nice. It's really nice
Yeah.
to get out of the shower and not see that. I'm not wearing anything on my face to cover. Like sometimes I do if it's super super red and I don't want comments on it. I just like color it a little. Um, and you'd be surprised how deeply red and angry it looks. And I'm like, I'm not. I'm okay. I swear.
Well, every time I get out of the shower, my whole body is splotchy red from my eczema. So my
Oh yeah.
arms, like if you were to look, I mean, it's really flaring up now. The light washes it out, so you can't see it. But it looks really, really bad. It's like really bad right now, sadly.
Yeah, I
And then
look
when,
like I slapped. Like when I look like somebody just slapped me like right in the middle of my face and nose, and sometimes my up into my forehead. And I'm
Mhm.
like, ugh. But the other
It-
thing is, with also within a few hours of the workout, like a lot of the pain I've been feeling for probably 6 7 months, just almost like from like a 6 to a 0, and I mean within hours. I'm like,
yeah,
so yes, my muscles hurt, but the rest of me feels so much better. Like, oh,
that's
it was
so
so much
good.
better.
That's good.
Yes. I'm gonna raise myself
Um,
up here. Goodness. I'm sitting basically on the ground.
well, I mean, I guess you could do the show from sitting on the ground. No one
Well,
dictates you have
I
to be in a chair. You could be laying on the floor.
technically I can. I mean, at some point you would probably be like, "You need to get off the floor. You look really unprofessional right now," and I'd be like, "Fine." But you're gonna pay for this on Tuesday or Monday when we record. I am gonna throw the biggest tantrum about nothing. You just wait.
And then you know what I do? Ready, everybody?
Boop.
I just go, oh, where'd he go? I don't know.
I'm sorry, we're experiencing technical difficulties hitting it. And now live to Cody being a bitch. Cody?
It's just, are we renaming this Super Late Night with Cody?
Yeah. Where we'll have to like put up a picture. You'll have to put up like a screenshot of what I look like behind stage. Like it looks like a beating on the glass and there's prison bars on it.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll have to start. Maybe we'll have to start the show, and you'll start it. Then I'll join in. We'll be there for an hour together, and then any people who want to stay up late, they can stay up with me. Who knows what will
That's true.
happen?
You can totally do that. I just can't be up
Like
that late.
Matt was actually going to leave last week as well, and we were going to keep going, but then it was actually late
It
last
actually
week.
worked out. Like I really needed to eat. It was
He
ugly.
was so hungry.
I was
Uh,
starving. And when we do the late nights, it affects David too. And plus any writing we're both trying to do, any work we're trying to do to get ready for the week. And like we do this, we love doing this, and I love doing this, and I'm so lucky because David is so supportive. He's just like, yeah, do whatever you need to do, catch you later, and Derek says, if you put the pictures on the floor next to your head, we won't know if it's a wall or a floor. That is correct. And also, like how much younger I'll look, like with the gravity pulling my skin back, I'll look so youthful. But you
put a
guys do,
camera above you.
yeah, you guys just do not want that like up view of my face. Like you don't want that. I promise. It really.
Soon
It's
we're
like the
gonna
one
get.
angle you can see all my surgical scars, and I don't. Nope. I will not allow that angle. You'll notice in all my pictures, any pictures I post, never. That is the one angle I do not allow. I will show every other unflattering angle, but that one. Cody, I like how we just did the same thing. Like we can't sit
I mean,
right.
I think I try to clean this up sometimes beforehand, but I did not do it today. I have a lot of pillows. I have a pillow obsession. So like our bed has like tons of like decorative pillows. I don't not even real pillows. There's tons of decorative pillows. The couch has tons of decorative pillows. The guest
When
room has tons
you
of
nap
decorative
on the
pillows.
couch with them,
Okay, so okay. I've lessened this issue, but uh, uh, so for the longest time, these puff back really easily. There's some pillows that don't, and so like for the longest time, like when I first moved here, like it was like, okay, these are decorative pillows. You don't lay on them. They are for decorative reasons only. And the thing is, I have different
there are
ones for
two
different
kinds of gays in
seasons.
the world. That
And
one,
Justin would
and
always lay on it, and then it
that's what
would
I do. I
deform the
hold. I'm like, hold
pillow.
on. Yeah.
And
So
I'd be
Eric,
like, no.
have you finally come to terms with
So
the fact that
okay,
he's not going to listen?
so what ultimately happens? So these spring back really nicely. So I just put pillowcases on these ones, and then they can be used for whatever reason you want. Yes,
I feel
I.
like did I touch an issue? I feel like I'm learning about Cody right now.
Well, it was less of a issue now, but at first I was like, no, these are decorative pillows.
Derek says
Also, a
pillows
lot of them pillows are for laying. Some of them, some of the decorative pillows are just uncomfortable pillows. You know, they are not very comfortable pillows. Or like I have some that have like sequins on them, or there's
Oh
stuff
yeah,
on
you don't want
them.
to lay on
So
that.
yeah, but this one is comfortable. I won't lie. This one is super comfortable. Um, so it stays on the couch, but just different pillowcases.
It's really funny. Um, that is not my style. You're gonna come here and be like, these heathens. Like,
Am I gonna be like have to submit your home for a home makeover show? I'll come and be
well,
like,
maybe
oh
to
my
like
gosh.
maybe to like a gay one, like, but most people would probably not care. But I have a feeling, Cody, that you're gonna be like, what in the is this? Like, Cody's all
You'll have
like
to just
laughing and smiling now, but he's gonna like do the live and be like, you guys,
I
what the
don't know.
did I just walk through? Like, I can't believe I work with this. This is a hostile work environment.
You'll
It's
have
on
to
a
like
nursing school,
record.
and I show up with like 3 cold brews and a Snickers bar to each recording day, and I'm like, everything's fine, you know.
Um,
I'll
you'll have to
cry into those
record.
decorative towels.
No, I do. Okay, hang on.
That decorative
I have
pillow
something.
will absorb my tears.
Um, you'll have to record my reaction when I see your house. But also, I think you said you were meaning pillows, but towels also. There, I also have decorative towels.
Oh, I did. You know what? I didn't even ask you
That
that at any point, but I already knew that. Now, you guys want to know how I already know that? Because I know my work husband very well. Sometimes I know him better than he knows himself.
so I usually only have like one or two decorative towels, and they go on the oven. And
Of all places,
late,
your cats don't pull them down.
no, they don't mess with them.
Well, now they've heard us, so they probably will now. You know what? I think I'd
Ella
rather have them pull the towels down than knock over a whole ass light that could have really hurt you.
Ella's pretty good. Ella actually usually does not get into anything, chew anything. Like she is it. Like if you have like you always people
Except
talk
the
about their
Christmas tree.
perfect child, except the Christmas tree. Yes, Ella really is the perfect child, except
Except
for
at
a Christmas
Christmas.
tree. I don't know
I
what her
have
Christmas
never.
tree
You know
obsession.
what's amazing? You don't really swear very often, Cody, but when you do, it is always about Ella and the Christmas tree. Like, the Christmas tree will get you to go from like out of 12 out
It's
of
so
10,
annoying
and it's so
because
funny.
I love
Like,
Christmas, and I was wanting to put my
she's like
Christmas
a
tree up.
terrorist with Christmas
She
trees.
is. She literally is. Like she will search out and find the tree, even if she doesn't know it's been put up yet. She
And no
somehow
matter
knows
what
it's
I
up.
do to try to tell Cody to use a deterrent that does not hurt anything or hurt anybody, he will not buy it. Like, I haven't owned kitty cat since I was 10 years old. For the record, I will be 35 in like a week. This is his first
Well,
cat.
so my problem is I have so much that I would have to
Spray it
spray.
all.
Um,
Whatever she
but
chews, spray it. It won't hurt it.
um, I will say that we built a tree this year to replace the regular tree, and I much love that a lot better than the actual tree. So in this case, it was like a perfect. It worked out perfectly.
Uh huh.
Um, I obviously have my 12-foot tree. It's not here. It doesn't fit. It's in Texas still. And so if we ever replace it as a 12-foot tree, she will have to leave the 12-foot tree alone. she may have to be locked into a bedroom the whole time.
You could
But
just
I guess
spray the damn deterrent and be done with it, like
a
every other pet
12-foot
owner with
tree.
freaking. All you have to do is spray the base. Spray the base and around the bottom. It's like a rubbing alcohol. It's like a bitter apple rubbing alcohol deterrent. It doesn't hurt them. Like if they taste it, they're like, it makes it. They think it's nasty and they stay away from it. You can also use white vinegar. It will keep them away. They will not come up and chew on it. They smell it and won't come near it. So if, like, you spray like the tree curtain and like the
Yeah.
lower branches, that's it. It won't discolor anything. It won't. You're not submerging the tree. It's like misting it. It's like basically
Yeah.
spraying for. It's like a less of a spray than a Febreze spray. That's it. That's literally all we do. And I just watch you do this, and you make your life so hard every year. And I'm like, for Christ's sake, like, holy Christ, man. It's so painful to watch and read your text messages the first year. And then the second year, I just laughed. And then you're like, it's okay. I built a tree instead. That was so much easier than this $1.98 bottle that would let me enjoy the tree I love so much. What gets me, though, is like how aggressive she doesn't just, like,
Yeah,
if
she's
she
very
comes for you,
aggressive.
like,
She's
then you'll
very
be like,
aggressive.
my girl and I watching Hallmark movies, and it's like this cute, picturesque, like it could be a Christmas card. Next day, son of a bitch, you will not leave this fucking tree alone.
It's the worst. It's the worst. And she gets mad if you try to move her. She growls and hisses. Salem could care less about any of that, but Salem is way more of the terror. Obviously, he's the outdoor cat, so he's used to getting into things and chewing things. He
Right.
like you can see like our placemats. He's like eaten part of our placemats. That's fabric. And then what was something else he did the other day? Well, he's eating plastic bags and all the things. So he's the one we have
I
to worry
bet
about on
stuff.
that stuff. But he could care less about the tree. Um, yeah. So those are some of my interior design interior design situations. And yeah, you can't use the designer towels or the decorative towels to wipe your hands. We also have, well, I mean, because we have a towel that's for washing hands, like drying hands, and then a towel for dishes, and those keep out, but that that at least makes logical sense. I understand the
I
decorative
feel like,
towels
so
doesn't.
do I just need to bring my own towels to, like, be like, Cody, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna, like, pee, and then I'm gonna, like, open the door, like, with my elbows and be like, Cody, I don't know which towels to use. Come help me. And if you think I won't do that, sir, don't you worry.
Well,
I um
I think you'll be good there. You'll be good there.
so I saw a thing I responded to on Twitter earlier. It said, "What is the thing that would get you disowned from your state?" Now, I've lived in a couple different states, so I just went with Texas. I live in Texas, and I don't like Whataburger, and that was mine. And, well, Cody, your eyes, wow. And then someone goes, "What's next? You don't like Kalash's barbecue and tacos?" Now, I do love all those things, but you're just like, wow. Look,
So
you just eating
okay.
sushi, okay? So I don't want to hear your crap. So
Ugh,
tell me, what is?
gross.
See, there you go. So tell me, Cody, what is your thing about your tech? You are an actual Texan. What is the thing that you don't like that would get you disowned from Texas? Other than saying I live in California, that in itself is, I mean, there's always, well, I'm a liberal. That'll get you down to stout.
Mm, goodness, I don't know.
You don't know.
Don't know.
I could go through
Everything
a
you
whole list of
mentioned,
slightly
I
rude things.
love. What do what?
I could probably list a whole lot of really rude things that maybe we can't post. Do you like Jack in the Box?
It. Yeah,
Oh, really? So the
I do
second
like
time I
Jack in the
had Jack
Box.
in the Box, I liked it. The first time, I don't know if we just got a bad, we might have just got a bad bag of Jack in the Boxes. It was awful. But the second time, I really liked it. We
Yeah,
had a
I they well we obviously there I used to be one where I grew up, and then it disappeared. There was a lot that disappeared after the whole like there was like an E. coli outbreak in the like I guess 90s I guess at Jack in the Box, and like a lot of them ended up closing because people stopped going. It
well,
was almost like the Chipotle kind of situation, and so we didn't have one nearby, and then like when we would go to different cities like big cities, Dallas, San Antonio, Houston, whatever, that just wouldn't be somewhere we would eat, because there's obviously a ton more options. So like you're not going to choose Jack in the Box. That's not
Right.
even coming up on the
Well, I was
list.
trying to think of something
Um,
southern maybe you didn't like. Johnny Apollo
I
says
do.
Cody just said so much without actually saying much, and it was all shady. Yeah, it
Yes.
was.
Um, the Jack in the Box headquarters is actually in San Diego. I want to try to like go and do like a video with my travel stuff and go explore the Jack in the Box headquarters. I do love Jack in the Box. So Whataburger. Okay, first of all, it takes forever. So that is a knock against it. It takes forever if you want to order something. If you get in line, it's going to take you like 30 minutes. That's the drive-through. It's going to take 30 or 40 minutes.
Are you
There's
talking
no
about what?
question.
Are you talking about Whataburger?
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time we've driven by it, it's been literally slammed, and I've eaten there a couple times, and it wasn't like awful. It was not awful, and the staff is of course wonderful and so patient. I don't know how they haven't killed anybody, but it was just like
So so
like
I like their specialty things. They have like a specialty thing each month or something like that every 2 months, or so. I like their fries, but they have to be
says
hot
I
and
love Jack in the
warm.
Box. Wait,
Yes, Jack in the Box.
and Johnny Apollo says something that would get me disowned by NYC. Pizza in California isn't anywhere as bad as everyone says it is. Okay, y'all. So, what are things in your states, and what are things in your states that you don't like that would get you totally disowned? I mean, I've lived in Ohio, Florida, and Ohio, Florida, Pennsylvania, and Texas, and so I've got one or so for each. So I
Kai
do have an
says,
Ohio specific restaurant I love, and it's called Cupie Burger or Cupie, and I think it's specific to Lima, Ohio, or the Ohio area, and
yeah,
I loved it as a kid. I don't know if I like it now, and I'm really afraid when I go home to visit. I am gonna actually have to eat there, but
uh huh.
just because, and I
You're
don't even
like,
like eating meat anymore. But I'm afraid
okay,
I'm not gonna like it.
you need to record it. Kai
I
said,
will.
"OMG, when I was in Texas for the first time, I was drunk really and my aunt took me there. Okay, Whataburger is the place to go. It's open 24 hours a day, and so a lot of people after the bar just go to Whataburger. And I was like, Whataburger,
Waterburger.
yeah. So
Love it. So when
I
I moved
usually
here, I'm like,
actually say
what the
that.
hell's a Waterburger? I didn't really because everybody talked about it. And what about well, we haven't found something that you don't like that would get you disowned. What about like Bucky's? Do you care
So
about
I've never
Bucky's?
been. I've never been.
Oh well,
Because
there it is.
those all started being built. There was only really the one. Now they have a lot more, and there's one in Florida now that just opened. Um, so I think there was only the one before I moved, and at that point in time, I did not travel near it, so I was not. I've never been, so I can't judge it. I don't really know. I mean, people seem to love it. Uh, I mean, I guess it is what it is. I mean, I don't. It's. I think that you can look at a lot of things like this and see does it hold up to the buzz that it gets. I think Whataburger is one of these places also that's like that. It has a lot of build up and a buzz, and people visiting the state, you're like, oh, you have to try this. And I think like you are what you like you said. It's a burger. It's good. It's not bad. It's not great. It's what it
Yeah,
is.
it's like
It's
I
nothing
mean, you can
special.
eat it and count on it being a solid 5 out of 10.
Yeah. That's why I like their specialty things because they do like amp it up a little bit for whatever reason it may be. I think another one you could do is In and Out. I think In and Out is built up a lot, and I don't know if it holds up to the level that it's built up to. I think it's a good burger, a good fast food burger. I think one of the
Wow.
top fast food burgers that
That
there
would get I would
is.
even say In and out loud and in a negative
What?
light. People get like real defensive. So what's your
Yeah.
California opinion that would get you like, tossed out of California?
Um,
Please do not say anything like super controversial. I don't want
well,
to.
see, I don't even know. I'll have to think about that.
Do you eat
Derek
gluten?
says, I do. In and Out is okay, I guess. Not worth the line at all. Jack is good too, but faster. Yeah, In and Out, the line is always super long. Luckily, it usually goes pretty fast. I
Hi,
have
In and Out
found.
is trash. I like Hawaii and I don't care for poi. I haven't been to China Wall and I don't like Heineken. I don't really like beer that much in general. It just never is. It's not ever been something I've acquired a taste for. Um, so my Florida opinion, this is gonna sound really bad. I don't get in the water at the beach. I don't. I don't really like the beach. I do and I don't. I like going to the beach to walk and be left alone. But I don't like going with like big groups of friends and getting in the water because one, I know it swims in the water with us in the Gulf because I grew up on the Gulf Coast. So that would probably be my Florida opinion. My Pennsylvania opinion would be the tea in Pennsylvania is disgusting. Oh my god, it's gross as oh, New Texas opinion. The soda here is disgusting because our water is disgusting. It's literally gross in San Antonio. It's super hard
Really?
water. Oh yeah. There's a reason so much of my hair has fallen out. I was looking at pictures comparing from when we moved to San Antonio to now. I'll show them to you after the live. You're not gonna freaking believe it's the same person. Like
Jonathan says, I miss In and Out so much. Well, come on over. We got plenty. It's like 5 minutes away from the house.
Florida's beaches are crawling with crocs, sharks, meth, and racism. So it's actually alligators. I believe crocodiles only exist in one southern portion of, I think, the Miami area. So it'd be alligators, and mostly on Alligator Alley. Hawaii soda is delicious. I got to experience that firsthand. So is the
You know,
water.
I've never had an issue with the soda. I mean, I used to go to San Antonio all the time. I just, well, I have to
It's we moved here, and I'm like,
recheck that
is this
out.
me? I mean, this has been 4 or 5 years, and it's just gross as
Huh.
ugh, ugh.
I'll have to check that back out when I'm there. I am a soda connoisseur, so I'll have to see what's up with that.
The
Um,
beaches. Well, it really depends on where you are because Florida is a really weird place. It's remarkably red with really blue pockets, and then within those blue pockets is some really oh, so lots of internalized homophobia, a lot of there are groups that are very conservative that you would not expect to be conservative. I think I can leave it at that, and I don't need to say much more without being super disrespectful. But
I'm trying to
my
think. I
Ohio,
really can't think of anything.
oh, I have an Ohio opinion.
Okay.
My Ohio opinion is I have never been to Cedar Point. I wanted to go so bad and I never got to go because my sister got to go with her, my stepsister got to go with her family, but I was
Hmm.
never invited or got to go. And it made me sad. I secretly, if
Hmm.
my family ever sees this, I'm not bitter because I understand we were like really poor and it just wasn't in the cards for us to go. But I hated being promised that maybe I get to go. I'd rather have just been told no than, oh, we'll see, Jonathan. There's a beach here in the Bronx called Orchard Beach. One day, a friend of mine went into the water, came out with a rash on his stomach that he had to go away 20 plus years later. Right. In Florida, that happens, and it's like it's a jellyfish sting. Um, that's really disturbing, Eric. MAGA gays are awful people. Well, and it's the MAGA gays that you would not expect to be MAGA people because Florida is like, especially like Orlando, is a melting pot. People come, they do the Disney College program from all over the country and the world, so it brings in a lot of diversity. And ooh, a lot of people come in very conservative. I mean, I moved from Fort Myers, Florida, and I always thought I was pretty, I guess you would say, left liberal minded. I guess very open and chill and stuff like that. And I got to Orlando and realized I was not. I was very frigid. I was kind of rigid and frigid. I'll admit it. I mean, moving out of my family home and then kind of being exposed to the world and realizing what I was, you know, homosexual. And I was like, oh. And then learning more about the people around me and how much bigger the world is, I was like, oh, neat. I thought it was interesting. And I was like, it didn't even occur to me that there'd be laws banning people from being people because I had so much experience in the court system with myself that I thought, oh my God, at least when I'm an adult, I can be myself. And then after I became an adult and realized I was gay, and then I was like, oh, well, I guess I have no rights anymore. It was just like the first week of being out was a big learning experience. Derek, so many people at the beach too, and the California controversy. Beaches, so much effort. Parking is expensive. San Diego and Orange County are full of white supremacy in California, by the way. From the Twitters I have stumbled across, would not disagree.
Um, yeah, the beaches. Well, the thing is, it's not just even the beaches. Southern California. If you're trying to do anything in Southern California, or I think any large city, um, there's not a lot of parking. There just really isn't a lot of parking. And
Well, public
so the beach,
transportation, I don't know what it's like in California, but public transportation is so underfunded and
yeah.
gross. Like it's we
Um,
used, I took public transportation as a kid until I moved out of Ohio, and even then it was just like
the
ugh.
like the beaches literally are residential areas. Like they butt up against each other right there. So you're parking in the neighborhood to get to the beach. So yeah, it can be difficult. There are certain beaches that we go to that I love so much, and once you know what to do and where to go, you know where to park, and you can get parking like that, really close parking every single time,
I
and
do have
enjoy
really
it
have a
so
few
much.
favorite beaches that are in Florida that they're not as popular, but they're just beautiful, and you have to drive a little farther for them. But when I'm in that mindset, I just you know, it's very weird that, the people that know me now would never, it almost seems incomprehensible that I would get in my car and drive off to the beach for the evening or the night and be gone for 5, 6, 7 hours and
Yeah,
get food and
I
do my own thing. It was very common. And I never told anybody I was doing it. And I realize now it was not my smartest plan. I would drive out to Cocoa Beach. I used to live in Port St. John, so I would drive back when I didn't live there anymore. I would drive back out there to my favorite spots, park at Ron John's, the surf store. I don't even know if it still exists. And then I would walk up and down the beach. I even ran into a friend out there one night. He was out there with some guy. He walked right by me and he saw me, but he didn't because it was kind of dark. I was sitting
mhm.
on a table, on a picnic table, like watching a storm on the water. And he walked by me, and I was like, "Oh!" But he was with a guy I didn't recognize, and I was like, "Oh." So I was like, "Oh, okay." I was a very good friend, and I minded my own damn business because that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
Oh, I lived in Orange County. I completely agree with that last statement.
yeah. Orange County is, I guess, any area that's going to be very Republican or conservative is Orange County. Although they did elect Katie Porter to the House. She was one of the first Democrats that's ever been elected from that area. So it is trending very slowly, more liberal, but it's very conservative. And then San Diego County, again, I told Matt this the other day. San Diego County is a huge county. San Diego County could be equal to like a Texas sized county. It's that big. It takes you an hour plus to get through the county. And so there's a lot of area to cover. And so, pretty much, despite San Diego City itself being very military based, San Diego City itself is very liberal. And then once you start getting to like East County and a little bit North County, getting closer to Orange County, and then East County is basically up in the mountains, so it's very sparse who lives there, and it tends to be very conservative people in those
I think a
areas.
lot of people see California on TV and think it's all beach in Hollywood, and that's not true, even from what I've seen. And it's just like everybody thinks Texas is tumbleweeds and brown, and it's not. It's very green here in a lot of places. And I live really far south in Texas. So today we went to lunch to a place on the other side of town called Maggiano's. They're so good. It's Italian. And we got back. The nice thing, whenever we drive home, about the last 15 minutes of the drive home, the traffic just thins out because nobody comes to our side of town because there's really nothing
Mm-hmm.
there. I mean, it's just what it is. And sorry, I
Yeah.
was looking down at my phone because I was retweeting us and responding because apparently I started a controversy around not liking Whataburger. Somebody goes, Matt, we all love you, but this might have to be someone we say what you
Uh-oh.
said and move on. I'm like, I'm sorry.
I mean, what? Add that to the list of things you don't like: ranch. Ugh. And there's like another thing that you don't like. We had this whole conversation, I think,
I
with
don't like
David
bologna.
actually. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I don't
I
care.
don't.
I don't
I
like that
don't
one
like
either.
bologna. So these were foods that my stepdad really likes, that he would make these things, and my
Mhm.
stepsister loves them. So these were things that even as a child stood out to me that they didn't like, and it was amazing to me that how nobody picked up that I wasn't his kid. You know, I'm like, because kids have, whether you like your parents or not, if they're your biological parents, you probably have something in common with them.
Mhm.
And I found this picture of my mom and I that I did post on Mother's Day, and I'm looking at the picture. I'm like, I look nothing like my parents in this particular picture. Derek, Texas covers several different climate zones, and California too. Central California is all farmland. Northern California looks like Oregon. Johnny Apollo, I remember the first time I rode through Santa Ana, closest I felt at home in a long time. And uh, oh, it's the
Yeah,
sand and coolers and the walking and trudging that I hate about the beach too. Yeah, if you don't have good parking at the beach, or you go at a really busy time where you can get no parking, and this is really true at any beach, if you don't prepare or you're with people that don't want to help carry, you're definitely going to be finding sand everywhere. Or you have the people that don't know how to really get sand out of things before they get back in your damn car.
I think I sent Matt photos from our setup. So our setup is like legit. It's like
It's like
uh,
glamping on the beach.
we have a whole like shade thing that comes up, and chairs and air pillows and coolers and whatever. But the thing is, we managed to like be able to pack it up. It like packs up really into small amounts. So it takes only like two people to carry everything, and so it's really nice that we were able to work what we're able to do in such a small amount of space. We always go hang out. I love Ocean Beach, and it's kind of like each of our beaches here in San Diego is like a kind of different feel. And
Well,
Ocean Beach is very like
you
hippie,
have to take me
hippie-ish.
there. I do want to see these beaches when I get there.
I will take you. There's a restaurant that I always go to in Ocean Beach. It's like my favorite restaurant. I think one of my top favorite restaurants in San Diego. But I love Ocean Beach. It's very like hippie, laid back, lots of pot smoking, that kind of vibe. Then we have like I'm sorry, the Hotel Del in Coronado, and that is where Marilyn Monroe filmed some movies. Some Like It Hot was all filmed there. That's one of my favorite places to go and hang out. And then you have different beaches. These are not my favorites, but you have like Mission Beach, which is kind of just for everybody. You have Pacific Beach, which is very like college bro kind of situation. So like all the bars along the beach,
Well,
it's just
luckily,
like
I bought several
bro,
different
bro.
swimwear. I'm very excited to try to feel a little better in them, because I managed to, because I had to switch to a uh, a fairly meat free diet. I did not gain a lot of really any weight, but I lost a ton of
Yeah.
strength and like muscle up here, and it kind of
Yeah,
gravity.
I'll take you. I'll have to take you to some
So
beaches,
give me
and
a few
then
weeks on that.
yeah, then we have like La Jolla, which is like the rich area. I love La Jolla. It's one of my also top favorite areas to go. And sea lions all the time. You can see sea lions, and then that's where you can also snorkel with sharks.
Nope,
Um, and then you have like Torrey
nope.
Pines, and that's a state park. It's beautiful. It's fun. There's like gliders that you can glide, and there's lots of hiking, which is fun to do
I
in
will
that
do
little area.
hiking. I will hike.
Um,
I will not glide. Nope.
I won't do
I like
gliding
to
either.
watch it, and I think it's a great thing. I just,
Yeah,
there are things that I don't, and I realize that this belies these beliefs. One of them is throwing myself out of a perfectly good airplane. Another is throwing myself off a perfectly good cliff for no reason. And I
yeah, I
just
wouldn't do
fail
it.
to see why it's a good idea. And this has always put me at odds with, like, the whole thing is like, if your friends jumped off the bridge with you, maybe to piss you off, but no, not for them. If I'm going to do it, it's for my own reasons. It has nothing
Yeah,
to do with what my friends are doing. Peer pressure doesn't mean shit to me.
yeah,
But I just cannot get myself to do stuff like hang gliding and snorkeling with sharks. Are you kidding me? No. Do I want
I would
sharks
do
coming to
it.
my house and snorkel? Of course you would.
I would
How
do
on
it.
earth are you more? How, I have something to say that's mildly, would probably be mildly offensive. Like,
Jonathan, should he say it?
Hold on. I'll message it to you.
Well, while Matt's doing that, Derek says La Jolla is so beautiful, it's crazy. I do love La Jolla. Again, I love going there. There's like a little places I like to go to, and then I just kind of hang out and walk the coastline there and the beach, and then sometimes do some shopping. It's really nice. I mean,
I'm like, what the fuck?
it doesn't offend me, but
I'm
then
just like,
yeah, you go farther up the coast, and then that is where you have Black's Beach. And Derek said, "Have you been to Black's Beach in San Diego?" And I have not. I have not yet. I have friends who've gone. Matt, that is the well. There's two parts of it. There's Black Beach. It's a public beach, and there's Black Beach. Partially, it's just open beach, and then the other half of it is the nude beach, and so that's where a lot of the gay people in Southern California hang out and go visit. But it doesn't get super crowded, but it's just nice and fun. But I do want to go there. I do want to go.
I'm excited to see these different places. And, it's when you go to a new place. Now, I am not, if I go to a new city, I am definitely not the one to go wandering the streets and look for bars by myself and do stuff like that. I never do that only because people think that you're not noticeable when you're blending in, but you're so noticeable. Because again, I was a server in Orlando for a long time. I know I can tell when someone's walking through anywhere and doesn't know what they said. Like, I just know. Like, I'm just like, yep, I know exactly what you're looking for and why you can't find it. You know. I
Um, oh, did I say? Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
do
did
want to.
actually. I thought that was funny.
No, I do. I don't know why I sighed. I do want to go. I do want to go to Black's Beach. It's just haven't made the trek because it is a little bit of trek on how you get down there. You have to kind of like go down this hillside and kind of cliff area, and it's not the easiest to get to. It's not hard, but I mean, if you were to carry things, that could complicate your travels down to the beach because you park up, where the gliders glide off, and so you have to make your way down and walk down. Derek is right though about the different zones of California and how I love
Oh,
it. That's one thing I love about Southern California is because there's so much to see and so much to do in just a small to like the mountains where there's snow, and then I could come down that evening and go to the beach. And so that's something that I really think that is so cool and so fun that you can just do all that within a day and see so many
that
things. So
is pretty neat.
you could go start off in the desert in the morning, and like Palm Springs, go to the mountains and see some snow, and then go to the beach in the evening.
Yeah, I'm so excited to get to hang out with Cody. I mean, we're gonna have to film a lot of it, um, and hopefully you guys enjoy the ride because you know it's exciting for us to. It'll be so exciting for us to finally get to hang out and meet because as you guys obviously know, we are two very very different people. Like, so it'll be
Apparently, he's
so
going to be
exciting.
laying on my pillows.
I will not lay on your pillows.
You can lay on my pillows.
Well, that's not
I'll
usually the
let
thing
you.
guys try on me, but thank you. That's a lot. Do you know? I actually get pickup lines that bother the shit out of me. They don't not bother me as in offend me, but I'm just like they they annoy me. Not I don't even want to say annoy because I know generally it's meant as playful banter, but it's just like boner killer, man. Um,
Like
speaking
what?
like what? When they find out I work from home, I would love to be under your desk servicing you right now. I don't really like oral, but you didn't think about that, did you? And let alone being interrupted at work. I read the comments out loud to David, and a lot of times, and another one I get is, does your husband know you're talking to them? And I'm like, I've already read these comments out loud to him because I'm laughing. Because I only read if we start laughing. And he's like, blow you under your desk while you're trying to work. good luck. That's like that would be the top 10 one. Or when a complete stranger or asks me says provides an opinion um that I definitely did not ask for. Somebody asked David recently, how can you be asexual and married? And I'm like, why are you know what? I'm not gonna go there. Because when I'm one of those people, I do not I do not hit below the belt. But if you swing at me first, bitch, I'm hitting back. I'm like, and I try to keep it on the same playing field. So, it's like, well, whose basement are you living in? Single. Like most, a lot of people don't actually, people be very surprised to find that a lot of the really popular personalities on Twitter, despite whatever's on their Twitter, they are largely non-sexual people or very limited in it. And I my DMs, when I say they're not that exciting, it's because that's it. Like several of these people I interact with, and that never comes up. Like we talk about literally everything else, and I think it's just so interesting. But I think people see, they see that I have an alt. They know that I've had a Jester fans. They see, how I interact with you or how I interact on the timeline playfully, without realizing that a good number of the people that I'm interacting with playfully, I talk to them via cell phone, FaceTime, other apps, and we've talked for years at this point. So I have a rapport with them, or I know them in person. And I'm like, oh my God, please stop. You're stressing me out. Especially for the last 6 months, like I've literally had zero sex drive, and it hasn't returned. Even being off the meds hasn't corrected. I don't know. It was never supposed. The doctor had said, "Oh, it's not permanent. This is a very minimal thing," and I'm like, "Yeah, you sure?" It's been months. I'm like 6 months. Thanks. Doctor has no interest in fixing it. By the way, none. Not even. Can't even talk about it now. I'm like, interesting. It's great, but those are the things that kind of just like turn me off. There's never, and nobody. It's very rare for somebody to ask, "Do you even want to talk about this right now?" Especially if I'm showing no interest. If somebody's not showing any interest, change the damn subject. But one game, I was in a particularly bad mood a few weeks ago, and I'd had enough, and I did not do this, obviously, because I would probably have had to have canceled my Twitter account by now. But several people that do these things, and I know they do them to several other people. It's not just targeting me, but when I'm like, you only attempt to talk to me at very specific times of your day. So I thought about screenshotting all of the conversations and posting each one of them, being like, this is really frustrating when you do this, and since you won't listen, maybe you'll listen to everybody else. Like, since you can't understand the word no, and you can't pick up when someone's not interested, maybe you need to hear from the crowd. And basically being super petty and being like, this is a turn off. Like, stop it. Dr. Paul, and we've arrived at the only Coma Cast fans portion of the evening. Darren's looking like it's going to be an OnlyFans podcast on that. Sometimes the late night can be a little risque. It's definitely limited now because I've had enough experiences now that never happened really before. That kind of made me go, okay, enough. Like, yep, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta just shut that down.
I did shut that down, and I will not tolerate it. We are not going to be overly disrespectful. You will not be disrespectful to me without my consent. There's a line from I don't know if anybody watches Rick and Morty, but the character Summer there, she yells out at one point during an episode, "Nobody chokes me without my consent."
Oh my goodness.
I mean, real life, man. But
I guess we'll have to go to Black Speech.
To what?
Black Speech.
Boy, I thought you said something totally different. I was like, what did you just say? I thought you said something totally different. And I was like,
Oh, Matt. I don't know what you thought I was going to be
well, I'm
saying,
gonna
but that.
DM it to you, and you cannot repeat it.
Oh dear. Y'all get to see some of this is like sometimes when we're recording something, and uh, oh
I
yeah.
was like, what is he about to say? Did you see what he said?
Um, yeah. So we are an hour in, so we'll go a little bit longer here, not too much longer, but we do thank all of you for joining us, and we love the conversation that's been happening. It's been fun so far. If you're watching the replay again, we do this every Sunday. New podcast episodes Tuesdays, Thursdays, and new episode or live episode also on Friday. So Matt,
Yes.
I have this video I'm going to show you,
Oh God.
and
What's
it's
it from?
it's a news anchor.
Okay. I was like, shit, what I do?
And well, there's no setup other than this is just what happened to her.
Right now in the
Okay.
Twin Cities, it's a comfortable Tuesday night. 46 in Hinckley, 57 in Marshall, 50 is the current temperature right now in Winona. Ooh, that's funky. Going, ooh. I don't really know what's going on. Oh man, do you guys want one Jennifer or two Jennifers? This is what. Oh, this
We're
is
having a technical meltdown.
That would be so distracting while you're trying to work.
Can you lead that train off?
I know,
Wait,
so
what now?
Can you
distracting.
lead that
Would you have
train
killed
off?
somebody for doing this during your show? Because I feel like you would have.
I would have probably laughed because it seems it's a pure technical issue.
I have no idea what that was, but that was brilliant. Yes, it was. 41 for overnight low temperature.
I wouldn't have even been able to continue, first of all. But we did have an incident. I'll have to pull it. I have all of my bloopers, but they're on like mini DV tapes, small like tapes, and I have to like get them digitized and everything. But we did have some bloopers. So like the way we have like the weather wall in that instance set up is there's a camera facing a green wall, and then you key out the wall and you replace it with the computer generated graphics from a weather computer, and that's what replaces the green wall. Well, sometimes it just happens if the director's not paying attention, because in the morning show a lot of times we had a camera set on the weather wall and a camera set on the news desk, and those cameras really didn't move. So the weather wall camera was keyed into the director's board as always being, taking out the green and replacing it with whatever video. So this one time, we had the anchor reading on the desk a news story. Could have been a serious news story. I don't even remember. But he happened to be keyed up as the weather wall. So this means anybody that happened to go in front of the wall would show up on screen, because that's, instead of the weather computer,
that's
it
what's
was the
on.
news desk. No one knew this, and I can't see it because I'm not the director, so I don't see the board. And I guess the director at the time didn't see that he didn't clear out the button. And we had the anchor reading the news, and our weather lady, she just walks straight, and then she sees herself, because we have monitors. She sees herself. She's basically like walking into his ear. That's the size ratio of the situation. But she sees herself, stops mid-screen, and then just like slowly does the back thing. Like you see all these clips, people see they're on
I
camera
would
and
have
they're
started
like,
acting like I
"Oh!"
was Jiminy Cricket or something. I would have been like, give me confidence. I would have done
It
something.
was
I'm so sorry.
it was so funny.
But you know what? When we record, a lot of times, I'll remain serious in the most. I think times you expect me to completely fall apart, and I'm like, all right, yeah, take two. But we're pretty good about it. Like, we're lucky because we can see and hear each other. So when one of us screws up, we don't have to stop and reset. It's just like, we good? Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we wait a second and we go, because we know each other so well now. At first, I was really afraid because I didn't know how you were going to handle it. And of course, like one of the very first takes when you started recording, let's just see how to go. You're like, hey everyone, and I was not expecting it, and I just started giggling, and because I was nervous too. And you're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." It was bad. And then I had to really learn to not be insane. For a while, Cody would time out our stuff, to help us structure. And I was like, we can't do that because I will go crazy. Not in, oh, I hate being structured like that because, I don't. The other side of that is because, we start mostly on time, but if everything's timed, my brain goes into how I was when I worked in music for a very long time. If you know anything about playing music, everything's precise because the damn song doesn't come together unless every instrument stops and starts at the exact time. So when there's times on a board and it's like, oh, we start at 7. To me, we start at 7. The timer should start at 6:55 on the dot. Why are we questioning this? If we needed a video check, we needed to do that at 6:52. And that's what my brain does. And I become kind of a terror because in my head, if we're going to be that structured, then we have to be that structured. Why aren't we doing this at 5:00, 5:01, and 5:04? And I didn't want to be that way on, for the show. My idea in doing this with Cody wasn't for us to be monsters to each other. And when we talked about this the other night, I was like, Cody, you're very right in what you're doing, but this is going to bring out a very bad side of me, and I don't want to be that person anymore. I've been that person, and it's an unhealthy thing it's healthy to have structure. It's healthy to be able to follow directions. Like the days we have, when we have an hour and a half to do a lot of our recording, we get it done just fine, I think. I mean, we're both perfectly capable of being serious, but the days that we can just kind of gently work through it and just kind of enjoy the experience, I'm all about that because, I don't want Cody to hate me. And
I have to step away for 1 moment.
Okay. He's probably going to go wrangle a kitty.
Yeah.
Or pee, who knows? I don't really know. I'm not there. I don't have Cody cams installed. Sometimes I think about saying super weird things on here because when he does the playback sometimes or edits, he does very little to no editing on these. But on the podcast, when we record them, he has to step away. I just say really weird shit and just see what happens because, he'll find it in editing, I hope. If he doesn't, then I know he didn't listen to it. Oh, well. Oh, it's Ella. Uh-huh.
Careful, you're stuck. The princess.
She looks like she's about to bolt. Those
She,
eyes.
I had the bedroom shut, and I thought she was trying to get in there. That's where her litter box is. I thought she was trying to get in there, but I think she was trying to get into something else. So, she's good now.
Probably.
Her energy level has been really good now. I don't know what happened, but her energy level has definitely shot back up.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Mine I shut the office doors. I didn't want to wrestle with them. Normally they leave me alone. They don't have to. Occasionally they like to show up. I'll get them when I talk to my nephew on FaceTime because he's 4.5. So he wants to see the kitties for at least a few seconds. When we first taught him the names of them, the second time we talked after that, one of my cats happened to be sitting with me. So I showed him Luna or something, and his mom, she was like, honey, that's Luna. And he goes, I know, Mom. I'm sorry. Well.
Keith says Ella is so cute. Oh, she's my princess. She gets anything and everything she wants.
It's true. Yes. Yes.
Literally everything. She even has her own little pillow. I can't wait till you meet her.
We have 3 cat baskets around the house and 1 tower. And for the most part, they want to sleep on those or the guest bed. So what happens every time if we know we have a guest coming, I just wash all the sheets and blankets before, and then when the guest leaves, I wash them after, and then put them all back in the bed fresh. It's just, I didn't used to let them sleep on them at all, but I wash our stuff really, really well with OxiClean, baking soda, and white vinegar, and no guest has ever complained about it. And I'm a mild. I will like stop up a little bit with them, and I don't have problems with their stuff after I wash them, but I do my best to keep it completely fresh and clean. But we don't let them sleep. We don't let them walk on the counters. We don't let them, get on tables and stuff like that. Like wherever food's prepped, definitely, because that's like a health hazard. Like they walk through litter. I don't want that on.
Well, just forewarning.
Yeah, Cody is like,
these kitties have free reign everywhere.
mine have like 90% free reign. I mean, but they usually don't want to be anywhere we're not. We can leave all the doors open. The only door that's actually shut during the day is the guest bathroom, because Luna will unwind all the toilet paper. And even then, I sometimes just put the toilet paper away just to air out the bathroom, light a candle in there. And my office is closed because all my work is in here. And I just want it closed. But they don't even usually want in here except for want in the window. But
they do love that window.
Yes. And I'm like, that's fine. If that will make you happy and keep you quiet, you're good. I can do that. But this has been an exciting evening. It's been really fun. Cats and humans are equally disgusting in the bigger picture. I would say humans are worse. Humans will shit all over your life. Cats typically do it in the box. Usually.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Ella.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason I don't really have friends, Like, I'm social to a point, but not really. I mean, nobody believes me, but
I mean,
not exactly locals beating down the door to be my friend. There's a gay couple that lives 4 houses away, and the one hates me. Like, I think it's like a possessive thing.
To him?
And nothing. I think it was just like they met another gay couple, and the one was friendly, and the other one was just like freaking dagger staring at me. I'm like, oh, okay, he does not like me. The second time we met them in the home builder place where you pick out the things that are going to go in your house, because they were getting new construction. Ours was already picked out. We couldn't change anything. Ours was a sale. They were picking things. So we'd seen them the first time. They signed the contract right. Literally, they were standing in front of us, and we had looked, went to another neighborhood, came back and decided, oh, we're going to pick whatever house. And they were signing, and we told them congrats and nice to meet them and all that. Didn't say much. And then the second time we ran into them was actually at the home builder place. Like, we actually picked out everything. And I was like, oh my God, I know y'all. I know you people. Just like conversationally. And the one laughed, and the other one goes, you people. And I was like, oh shit. Crap. So he apparently took offense to it, and I very obviously didn't mean it that way. I mean, it was very plain I did not mean it that way. But you can't tell somebody not to be offended if it offended them. That's just it. And they've literally only spoken to us one other time. We walked around the neighborhood. We were walking around the neighborhood like one weekend morning.
Yeah.
Granted, or in the front yard. And the friendly one was like, hi, guy. And we waved at them and said hi. The other one, like, literally walked away from us and, like, stood way back and then went inside and ignored us. Like, the whole 3-minute conversation. I mean, it was very uncomfortable. I was like, oh, girl, I felt bad because, I mean, if I really offended him with that, like, I very clearly would like to, I would still apologize. Assuming, based on his actions, I'm assuming that was the thing I did. But, if not, if they just straight up didn't like it, so I make no apologies. But if I actually offended him, if he took it that way, then I absolutely owe him an apology, because that's not what I meant.
Yeah. See, my issue.
It's been 4 years.
That's a long time for that situation. My issue is, like, I'm very picky ultimately.
What?
And
I can't believe that.
I get like annoyed sometimes. So like I can be your friend and hang out and stuff, but like if you're gonna like come to my house and like hang out, and even more so, I guess a more deep friendship, like I don't want to feel like, I guess, I'm babysitting you or I'm having to
Oh,
keep your attention at all times. Like, I want it to be more
yeah,
relaxed. Like, oh, if I'm going to do this real quick, you're fine just
yeah.
being here.
You can
Like,
play
I
with the cat or play
cannot,
on your phone for 5 minutes.
yeah, I cannot stand when you have to like babysit or like keep someone's
Yeah,
attention, or someone who's like always wanting to go out and do and do and do, and it's like that's not how we are.
like
Like we like
like
going
lady,
out,
you don't
but
have
not like every
responsibilities, and
night.
it shows. Like, and it's just like I need to clean my house before we go. Oh no, it's fine. I'm like, okay, so my cat would like to eat before I leave. I would like to eat before I like. Yeah. Now each one. Now I think I do a pretty good job of learning my friends' personalities, and some people need not. I don't want to say babysat, but they need a different kind of attention than say another friend needs. And so I plan accordingly because I generally know my friends pretty well. If you're coming to my house, I probably know you well enough to have an idea of what you might need. But especially the first time somebody comes here, I'm much more attentive in that sense because I'm trying to feel them out. Can they sit? Oh, Erica said it. Being able to sit in silence with someone comfortably is absolutely your connection. Like, can I sit
Yes,
in silence with this person? Can we watch a movie and them
yes,
not panic? Can we pick a movie without them being angry about it later? Or, you know, are they going to do something, like one person visited and the first 5 minutes, like, picked up my cat. Like, don't do that. Do not walk into somebody's house and pick up their pet. Like, one, that's not a smart thing to do. You might freak the pet out and they might scratch or bite you. Um, like, that's just weird. I can pick up my cat because it's my cat, but don't do that without asking. Like, that's just bad manners. But that actually happened once. They've never been back. They were disinvited. They got a block button. Yeah, it's
I think one
also,
thing
yeah.
that is, I guess for me anyway, I guess growing up kind of with social media and stuff, I feel like most of my friends I've made initially from online. So I feel like social media online, it weeds out all the people that I don't want to be friends with, and it allows me to essentially pick the people that I think are the best. So that's been great. And you don't have to like learn on the job. You pretty much can build a friendship online, and then it's like, okay, let's hang out now. And so basically, if I'm friends with you online, then we're probably going to be good friends because otherwise I just I guess would stop talking. Sometimes I do forget to respond to people actually, and it's like,
Uh-huh.
um,
David was like, Cody's never responded to my DM. And I was like,
what was okay? Wait, hang on. First of all, because we also started texting, so I might have stopped DMing if we have. Let's see what the last DM was. Okay,
we
now let me
talked.
see what the last text was.
I don't think this was recently. It was a few weeks. It was before the pasta thing.
Well, I
We were
guess I am bad in that he was the last one to text both areas in
Oh,
texting
then
and
he is
in
not the
DM.
first person to tell me that. You were terrible at DMs, sir. You don't even respond to my DMs. Cody's like, I can't believe people, like, I don't know why people don't like engage. And I'm like, yeah,
Okay, Matt, when have you? Okay,
oh yeah.
I
Are you
will
about
have
to
to
check and
say
see when I last DM'd
no.
you?
Your last DM. Okay, first of all, I can't have multiple. Like, if we're texting, let's text. We don't need to DM or Snapchat or like that. Sometimes gets a little frustrating. Sometimes when I'm having conversations with people and they're like texting me on everything, and it
Oh
like at
yeah,
the
I have a
same
few
like in
friends.
general
Well,
at the
and with
same
gays, it's
time.
weird. With gays, it's an adventure. Like your DMs might be like, "Oh my god, I'm totally gonna blow your back out," and then your text messages will be like, "I believe in healthcare for everybody." I saw that in a tweet recently, and I'm like, that is so freaking relatable. You know?
Well, the last thing that you sent me was actually in December 31st, 2020, as a DM on Twitter, and
Oh god, what?
it was a fleet that has expired. I won't read what it says.
That's probably. I don't know what it says, but let's look up Cody Rodriguez on Twitter and see what I said.
um,
That's part of the course.
no, but yeah,
I
like
love
some people,
Christmas.
they'll be like messaging me
There was a
on.
cat picture right before that in
Yes,
November.
that was so cute. I didn't respond to
Wow,
that
our
one either, though.
DMs. Okay, here's our last couple DMs. I added you on Snapchat. I asked you if you had Snapchat or something, and you said I have everything. Little did I know. And that was on November 20th of
Oh,
2017.
2017. Wow, that's
And then
old.
on also, and that was at 11:23 a.m. At 11:24 a.m. my time, you said done, as in he added him. December 24th, 2019, I texted him a picture of Luna sleeping between us, looking pissed that I took a picture. The next one, it was January 1st, 2021, my time at 1:43 a.m., which would be just before midnight Cody's time. I don't know what the fleet was, but I said sit on my face.
It was
Now,
clearly a New Year's Eve photo of sorts.
it was definitely, and I might not have been sober, or actually I probably was, because I
Yeah,
talked to
you would
like
have been probably.
the best part, I think, when I see my text messages, because I think I in general I text the way I talk, which means I tend to say do not instead of don't, or I don't just say sit on my face. It's like sit on my face. It's got a little proper. It's got like a proper ring to it. So sometimes I see the things I say and I'm like, I'm sorry everyone for how I exist.
Goodness.
Sorry.
And I probably responded to you on text message on those. Probably I saw those and probably then texted and was like, okay.
Right, it's true. And sometimes well, I know sometimes we'll use Snap. We only use Snap if text is or a text is done.
Yeah, like
My
I
message
will.
is freaking out, or there's like we'll
Yeah,
test out different social medias if we're having an issue recording, which sometimes happens. Most of the time lately, we've been really good about it. But nothing will make one of us put a face through a screen faster than, okay, it works. Test.
I will say, two times ago this happened. I forgot to turn my mic on. Last week, Matt forgot to turn his mic on.
Well, so my sound worked, but for some reason, even though it was set to my mic, my computer picked it. Just luckily
I could
defaulted
still
back.
hear him.
Yeah. So luckily, in worst case scenario, it worked.
When you were using your iPad, though, for some reason, every time we came out of video, it would mute you or like cut my audio out. And my audio was coming through, but it was turning your iPad to mute or something.
It was awful. And then poor David had to give up his iPad. So the time I'm doing this, it's quiet for him ish, or I'm not talking to him. So yeah, quiet-ish. And so here he is, like have 5 damn minutes to himself, and I've got his iPad while he's trying to read. Sorry. But luckily, Cody found this program, and here we are,
Here we are
with you.
Well, we thank all of you for joining us for this Sunday show. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Of course, we have new episodes coming out on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so that's exciting. And then we have a live episode on Friday at 5 o'clock Pacific. Of course, y'all are doing a great job of this, but if you can, be sure and share our posts on whatever social media you see us when we have a new episode come out, so that others can find our podcast and we can continue growing our audience and people can continue
leave comments.
Joining in.
Leave comments, send me text messages, or tell me what you like. Tell us what you don't like. Leave comments on the YouTube, like whatever you guys do. We really appreciate it, because obviously we're a tiny little platform, and we're happy with our platform.
Yeah.
Definitely
leave comments on Apple Podcasts. If you listen on Apple Podcasts, rate us and leave a comment on that if you enjoy us. We have a 5-star rating right now, so let's keep that up.
Thanks all 3 people that reviewed it. We love you.
I think we have 11 ratings and 3 comments, or reviews, I guess. Apple
Oh, well,
Podcast.
I can check. Oops, I just
Um,
turned on our own podcast. Oops, sorry.
uh, and then, of course, yeah. If you watch the videos of the podcast, just give it a like or a comment or whatever. But yeah, just share it. Share it with friends you think that might enjoy this podcast. We want to keep trying to grow this, and so that we have more people to get involved with and interact with, and basically build this little community up. Because we
Yes.
enjoy talking with all of y'all.
Right. And if you guys get stuck, if you ever want to do your own podcast, I do want to say that, as Cody said, the hardest part is sticking with it. So if there's something you're rolling around in your head and doing, do it. Just do it. If you get stuck, post about it, talk about it. We love to have people on and talk about things. You guys know we've worked with a couple of people, and we always like to work with people we know and other people in our community. We should be lifting each other up, and that's a great way to do it is by working with each other. So, but you can follow me on Unpoetic AF, and well, Cody, you can follow on a couple of on pretty much anything. If you have it,
Yeah,
probably does too.
yeah. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Cody Rodriguez. You can follow me on TikTok and on YouTube at John Cody Rodriguez. So many options. You can also follow us, Comicast, on TikTok as well, at the Comicast. We haven't posted anything yet, but we're going to start posting something up there. Who knows?
Yes, we
Matt
should just
also
start
has a
calling my.
TikTok as well.
Well, we always say we're gonna wrap this up. Thanks for listening. I think we should call my sideshow Unwrapped.
The after show. I mean, we could do. You could. Who knows? Maybe Matt will have like an after show, like
Oh
5 minutes. Well, it can't be 5 minutes on TikTok, but I don't know. 5 minutes somewhere. And Matt debriefs us on what he thinks is the greatest part of the show, or like the worst part of the show.
Cody's like, I have to hear this whole talk so much.
I'm gonna hear it anyway. I guess I could just record it and we'll post it up.
That would be even funnier. You're just like, that son of a bitch. But anyway, thank you all
Y'all
for
can
listening.
subscribe.
Really appreciate it.
I feel like maybe, Matt, that can be one of the subscription things. We're talking about doing a subscription down the line. Maybe that's one of the benefits of the subscription. They get to hear like the first 10 minutes after a live what we talk about. It's really not that exciting. Anyway, we will see y'all on Tuesday for a podcast
About
episode.
being honest with ourselves.
Have a great week, and we'll see you live again on Friday at 5 o'clock Pacific. Bye, everybody.